Hello, sports fans, and welcome. Welcome to this episode 216 of the Guru Talkin Sports podcast. I am your host, the Guru of Sports. Well, folks, this is a short one. I got to get ready and meet up with a good friend of mine, and we're going to have some breakfast, and we're going to talk some sports, and we're going to talk some DA show and Bab check, and we're gonna have a good time. But I gotta give a shout out to my man John Paul Fowl from the Fowl Nation. Very, very generous of him to allow me to be a part of Fowl Nation. And since the transition from CBS Sports Radio to Sirius XM, it's been a lot of different things going on. And the thing about it is that we've all been able to meet with and find new friends and make sure that we get new relationships built. But I do want to say this. I think my man Dave Shepard mentioned this a while back. I never abandoned the friends that I have in the past. One of the things that I do like to do is have friends all over, friends from everywhere, but sometimes that doesn't happen. Having friends is a good thing because, like I said, hey, look, I met Dave Shepard through CBS Sports Radio, which now they're called Infinity Sports Network or something like that. I'm not, they just changed over and I'm still trying to get used to calling it by its new name. I met Dave Shepard through that. I met Pat Ball through there. I met Sean Marash through there. I met a lot of different people, Greg Caserta, all these good guys that, I talked to, my man, everybody that Pete Bellotti, Pat Ball, like I said, I mentioned, and Andrew Bogic that I still talk with. And, one of the good things is that, I never will abandon, my friends from the past. But like you said, sometimes life goes on and people move on. And, sometimes, you lose friends that way. But the thing about it is that I'm always a loyal guy. I believe in friends. And, like I said, I recall every friend that I ever had. And, hey, that's the way life is. That's the way it goes. All right, so I'm going to do this in, two different things. I'm doing talk about the WNBA, and like I said, hey, I'm going to still bang the drum for the WNBA. I love the sport. Like I said, it's different because you don't have women flying up and down the court, slam dunking and not playing defense or whatever. It's a little bit more intense for them. And believe me, I really, really respect the fact that you can watch good basketball, fundamental basketball, hey, it might not be the same quality as the men, but I'm not taking anything away from it. I'll just say this, that the women's game is a lot more interesting because of the celebrities and the people that are basically playing, Like I said, we got a big star now in Caitlin Clark coming into the WNBA. And it's basically a good thing. And I really do value all these young ladies that are going into the WNBA right now. From Kira Jackson, Cameron Brink, Angel Reese, Anybody that you mentioned, other than just Caitlin Clark, let's figure out how we can, focus on all of them, and make sure that this is a great draft class, and this draft class can be one of like the '84 NBA draft class. That was one of the greatest of all time. And we all know that Michael, Charles, John Stockton, all those guys came out of there. Sam Perkins, my man Terrence Stansbury was in that. And like I said, we all can look back on certain, draft classes or eras or whatever and say, hey, this was a good thing, So like I said, I do want to mention the WNBA draft, and it was really good. I watched it, and believe me, I really enjoyed watching the young ladies walk across the stage and fulfill their dream. And most of them had shed a tear or so, and that was a good thing, because you know what? Hey, look, now they're going into a different realm of play, because now all of them are professionals now. Childhood dreams of playing in the professional women's league is something that all of these young ladies will, definitely enjoy. All right, so I do want to say this, that I really am excited for this upcoming season, and I do want to mention this. I did try to find a ticket to see Caitlin Clark, and I looked at 2 tickets. I looked at 1 ticket. 2 tickets for me, if I was to go to a WNBA game down in Washington, D.C., because that's the only closest WNBA team to me, would cost me about like $2,000. Yeah, $2,000. And that $2,000, I'm basically sitting in like maybe midway through the arena. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm not going to say it's outrageous, because you know what? This is a sport that needs to grow. This is a sport that has to grow. Because I look at it this way. The women's game has always took a back seat, always, to the men. I'm not going to mention any names, but there was a sports radio host that always said, get rid of the WNBA. I don't think that's cool, because the thing about it is that, hey, look, if the men can have a league, why can't the women? Make it equal. I was looking at what they said that Caitlin Clark is only going to make $76,000. That's kind of crazy. But look at it this way. It's just the beginning. And believe me, I really think that this is going to be the breaking point for the WNBA. And I really hope that this sport will grow. Now, I do want to mention a little something. Why is all the hate for Caitlin Clark now? Just because she's getting the attention? We shouldn't show our jealousy because of one person. I'm the type of person that I look at it this way. If someone is doing better than me, or someone has, a better opportunity than me, I congratulate them. You don't throw hate on a person. There's been a lot of successful people in this world. And I've known a couple. And you know what I can do? I can applaud them and congratulate them and support them on their plight or their journey. You can't be jealous over it. And I watched Saturday Night Live when she was on there last week, and I thought it was pretty funny. She broke down Michael Che and got on him about, making jokes about the WNBA, which I'll never do. I always say that the WNBA is very important because I would like to see this all the time, but what the sport needs is to grow and basically everybody getting along. What's that old Rodney King saying? Can we all just get along? Live and move on. Like I said, the jealousy over her success shouldn't be that way. It should be looked at as being a vital part to let the sport grow. That's what I wanted to say. Because if you let the sport grow, it'll gain more attention, then everybody will start paying attention to it. I've listened to a stat this week, and this is like, it blows me out of the water. There's at least 30 teams in all 4 major sports: basketball, baseball, football, and hockey. There are 12 teams in the WNBA. Like I said, the sport needs to grow. The sport needs to expand. And like with me, like I said, if I wanted to go to a WNBA game, the closest I would have to go is down to D.C. Or if I want to, I have to go 2 hours all the way up to Washington or to New York. It's like a real crazy thing to do. But like I said, this is a real sport. And we shouldn't take the young ladies that play in this sport for granted. And we shouldn't be able to discard what they do. We should be applauding them. We should be building them up, cheering them on. And like I said, everybody getting along to where let's make this thing grow. Like I said before, I went to the first WNBA game, and I saw, players, and, it was an experience. It was a great experience. And I think it's, like I said, from all those years, all the way down the road to now, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a great thing. We shouldn't be afraid to expand, let things grow. All right. So that was my first thing I wanted to talk about was the WNBA. Just saw a clip about the passing of Roman Gabriel, former Rams and Eagles quarterback. Roman Gabriel passed away at 83. It's it's kind of shocking because I like Marvin Gabriel. And, I thought he was a great guy. And I'm actually friends with his son, Roman Gabriel Jr. I will send out my condolences a little bit later. All right, so I ain't gonna hold you up. Like I said, I'm just gonna do a little bit of talking. Now, my next thing I'm going to talk about is the NBA and NHL playoffs, and I'm going to give you a little prediction on what I think is going to happen. All right, let's just run it. Let's go down to the NHL right quick. All right, so we got New York Islanders at Carolina. Some of these games are already played, and I'm just going to go through who I think is going to win. All right, let's say Carolina's going to win that. Toronto versus Boston. Boston, had the best record last year, and they ended up losing. I love Toronto. I love the Leafs. I'm going to pick the Leafs, but, it's going to be, I do like the Bruins too, but I'm going to pick the Leafs. Tampa Bay versus Florida. A Florida battle. And I think that Florida might make it through. Tampa Bay, you got to remember, they won a couple of cups. So we'll see what happens. The New York Rangers won the President's Trophy, and they're playing the Washington Capitals. I like the New York Rangers. I think they will advance. One guy I'm rooting for on that team is Jonathan Quick. My man Quick. I love him because former King. And like I said, he won the Stanley Cup last year with the Vegas Golden Knights. So I'm definitely going with my man Jonathan Quick. Colorado versus Winnipeg. I don't know why, but Winnipeg is a home team in this. I still think Colorado is still going to, make it through. Give me Colorado. Let's see. Nashville versus Vancouver. Vancouver's been playing pretty good hockey. So I got a feeling that they're going to move on. Give me Vancouver. Vegas versus Dallas. I love the Golden Knights. And I think they will make it out of the first round and defend their Stanley Cup championship. I think they will make it out the first round. I am skeptical about this next matchup between the LA Kings and the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton is just really, really powerful. Connor McDavid is such a great player. I love my Kings. I am a Kings fan. And like I said, I don't think that they're going to make it out again. It's nice to make the playoffs, but let's be real. Edmonton is really hot. And they're really good. So I'm definitely, I hate to do this, but I'm going with Edmonton. Edmonton is strong. And remember, if you kind of remember last year, Edmonton put the Flyer or the Kings out last year. So maybe fate will turn its tables. And like I said, maybe the Kings will. But I don't have I don't know. I just don't know about the Kings. All right, let's go to the NBA. NBA playoffs started last night. And we got a few different things that were going on. But let's go down to the through it, and I'm going to make my predictions here. Orlando versus Cleveland. Cleveland, they're a little bit better team. Orlando is young, and they just, getting there. I'm not sure if they can be able to overcome what Cleveland's got for them. So I'm giving Cleveland. Phoenix and Minnesota. Minnesota just won that game last night. I still think that they are a little bit better team. But then again, with Phoenix, all those superstars on there, Durant, it's going to be kind of hard. I think I'm going to go with Minnesota in this one. Let's see. Philadelphia versus the New York Knicks. I'm going New York Knicks. LA Lakers versus Denver. I love my Lakers. I am a Laker fan. And truly I only have really one team in this NBA playoffs that I'm rooting for, and that's the LA Lakers. I am rooting for the New York Knicks too. So I'm going to go with the Denver Nuggets are going to, make it out of the first round. I think they are going to make it out of the first round. All right, so we got Miami versus Boston. That tips off today, later on today. This is Sunday morning. If you didn't know, I am recording this, like I said, this is early Sunday morning before I have to go. So, anyway, Boston, I don't know. We never know. Boston could be put out in this first round. Miami's tough. Which I think Miami should have won that game against Philadelphia in the play-in game. But give me Miami in this one. Still have the best coach in the league. And we're not sure about Boston's coach or, if Boston can make it out of the first round or so. Dallas and the Los Angeles Clippers. I never thought I would say this, but the Clippers are pretty strong. And I think that they can make it. They can beat Luka and that other flat-minded cat, whatever his name is. All right. Indiana and Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee's in trouble. Really do. I really think they're in trouble. Give me Indiana. New Orleans and OKC. Now, New Orleans shocked me because they lost Zion. And, the other day the big talk was the loss of Zion for the Pelicans and the loss of Jimmy Butler for Miami. OKC, I like them. Up and coming, young. And they're the number one seed in the West, you believe it or not. And, they don't have any experience of being the number one seed. I don't think they were the number one seed when they had, Durant and Harden and that other basket case or whatever his name is. I like OKC. I really like Chet Holmgren. I think Chet Holmgren is smooth, tall, lanky, and a great player. SGA, man. I think SGA is an MVP candidate. But anyway, I think that OKC could make it out in the first round. Or it can go the other way. New Orleans can be shocking. Shock them and make it out of the first round. But I like OKC. All right, like I said, this is a short one. I'm going to get out of here. Get ready to, go see my buddy. And I'll have a little breakfast, talk a little bit, chat a little bit, But anyway, like I said, we appreciate you listening. You guys take care of yourself. We will be back here next week. Because if it's Sunday or if it's any time, if you're listening to this podcast, you know what time it is. It's the Guru Talking Sports Podcast. Like I said, you guys behave yourself. I'm just teasing. But anyway, be good. Be safe. And the Guru will see you real soon. You guys take care. Peace.